Hey subbies and friends, this is Lady T. Hello, how are you? I am coming in today because I wanted to take a break from my busy day and say hello and also talk about something that I've done different to my hair that has been working for me this week. So I came across a video. I don't even know how I came across this video. I think I was searching for a vitamin or herbal supplement information on it, and I happened to come across some natural hair videos. And I don't really watch as many natural hair videos as I really should. I think it's good to watch natural hair videos, especially if you find yourself struggling with something like moisture, or maybe you need a cool or cute protective hairstyle. So I know I've been definitely looking for some protective hairstyles because I want to start, including those in my regimen. I really don't wear a lot of protective hairstyles, and the one that I do wear is so basic. It is like so basic, and when you don't leave the house that much, you can get away with some pretty strange protective hairstyles that you probably wouldn't wear if you were leaving your house. I've really been thinking a lot about moisture and how I want to really master, like I used to, my hair's moisture. Now, I wouldn't say I was a master at moisture, but I knew what to do and I did it. Okay, so as I've gotten more experience with my natural hair and I started moving into protective hairstyles, I started to slowly lose my process with moisture. And one of the things I used to do was really put my hair in mini twists. When I first washed my hair, I had a very simple regimen, which was a bit time consuming, by the way. But I would wash my hair every week, and then I would put it in mini twists. Now, they weren't really tiny, but they were time consuming. I would spend at least an hour to an hour and a half, probably even 2 hours finishing my hair. But then I would leave those mini twists in for at least probably 2 weeks, okay, and then wash my hair again, or I would move into a protective hairstyle, and it worked for me. I think I had the temperament for doing mini twists when I first went natural, mainly because I was wearing weave braids for a very long time. Most of my college career, which was about 4 years, I was wearing weave braids. I didn't know what to do with my hair. I had no interest in my real hair. I just wanted something quick and easy, and weave braids were like a godsend. I figured out a way to do my own hair. It looked decent, and I just put my weave braids in. I would re-braid them every month and wash them, but my hair eventually grew really long. But this was before the natural hair movement. So even before the natural hair movement, I knew my hair could grow. I knew something had happened when I did those weave braids, but it would take a good 2 years before my hair would get to a length that was like really impressive, or something I had never seen. But one time I took those weave braids out, and then I tried to care for my own hair, and most of it fell right out. It went right back to shoulder length. So then I put the weave braids back in, and then I found the natural hair community somehow. And then I eventually took the weave braids out because I'm like, oh, I see all these women doing great things with their hair or managing their natural hair. Maybe I can try some of this stuff. And then from that day, which was about 2011, I just kept my hair out. And one of the things, there was a lot of things that happened. First few years, my hair did fantastic. It grew long, it was healthy, and everything seemed easy. But I had a very simple process, and I was sticking to it. Then I started getting super busy. My hair was getting longer, and I was running into challenges that I really didn't understand. I started seeing more knots as it got longer. I started seeing more mats. And a lot of what was happening is, as your hair gets longer, it needs more moisture. And there's a couple reasons why, but the most obvious is because your hair strand is older. So it's had wear and tear, and it may be losing moisture a little bit more faster than usual, or it's just longer and you got to really soak it in that moisture. But really, had I continued doing weekly wash days with mini twists, my hair would have been completely fine, because that's a foolproof method. Throwing your hair in some moisturized twists or something is a foolproof way to keep your hair moisturized. Of course, after a few days, maybe a week or 2 weeks, you're going to have to redo your hair. But it still does depend on your texture, because everybody's texture is different. If you have a fine hair strand like me, your hair may be prone to more matting. And the kind of matting that I get is quite intense, where if I allow my hair to go too long without really being washed or thoroughly moisturized, it will knot up to the point where I may have to cut my hair. Some people's hair strand may be thicker and stronger, and it can knot up and you can pull it right apart for whatever reason. But it's so important, regardless of whatever, regardless of what you've read, regardless of what you saw, the most important thing is to pay attention to your hair, because your hair does not lie to you. If it feels dry, if it feels hard, if it's falling out, if it's breaking every time you touch it, it's telling you something. If when you pull your hair and it springs back and it seems happy, it probably is happy. I love feeling my hair. I know immediately by how my hair feels where my moisture is, but that came from years of dealing with my hair. I know when my hair is at the optimum level, I have way less problems. I do not have knots as much. Even if I'm wearing my hair out like this, if your hair is moisturized correctly, you still will not, your hair will not knot as easily. So sometimes when you find your hair knotting easily, every time you put it, it's on your shoulder, it's in a knot, you need to moisturize those ends. If you find every time you try to separate your hair, it's matted, you need more moisture. See, a lot of times we don't realize those are all symptoms of hair that's not completely moisturized. You might have some parts that are moisturized, but it may not be thoroughly moisturized. I actually popped in this video right before I'm about to wash my hair. My hair was in 4 braids before I did this, and I don't always like wearing my hair in 4 braids, but it's a great way to, if you don't have time to do your hair, or you just need to get your hair in some type of stretch style because you're going to bed, or maybe you had it out too long and you're noticing it's knotting, and maybe you want to just moisturize it really good and put some shea butter on it and then throw it in 4 braids. Those 4 braids have been lifesavers, because sometimes I don't feel like doing twists, and twists can be tricky when your hair is not fully moisturized because it leaves room for matting. Whereas when I throw my hair in 4 braids, I know it's stretching it and kind of pulling it gently so that it's not much room for mats. And then while my hair is in those 4 braids, I still moisturize it. Now, the reason I kind of wanted to pop in today is because, like I said, for about a week, I came across a young lady who has beautiful hair. And it's not unusual to see young ladies today with beautiful hair because they have great people to stand on, right? So, I don't really look at people and say, oh, you got long hair. But what I liked about her video was she was so simple. And it was kind of refreshing to see such a young girl who was just using shea butter and water as her moisture. And her hair was very long. And it reminded me of when I used to do my mini twists. I used to really just use basically shea butter. And I would take my little natural product. I used to use several products, but I would make sure the ingredients were natural. So basically the product was simple. And I would add shea butter, some castor oil. And when I tell you, and I would make sure my hair products was pH balanced. And I never ran into moisture issues. I was always okay with moisture, okay? So when I saw her, but she had a kind of intense hair system and very simple, where she would leave her hair in those shea butter. She would do like you know, some type of hair product and add shea butter, but she would leave her hair like that for a month. And that's what works for her. And she has long hair, so I think as your hair is longer, it's kind of easier to get away with twists for a long period of time. But really, it's all a mindset, right? But I really was, it was refreshing to see such a simple routine, and it reminded me, like, you know what? My hair always loved shea butter. And although I have a big tub of shea butter, I still use it. I really got inspired to go moisturize my hair. Now, mind you, my hair was not washed when I did it. And I think the best way to get the optimum moisture is to start with clean, washed hair. And then put your product on and let your hair get to the highest level of moisture, okay? But basically, when I set my hair that night, I said, you know what? I'm going to see how this looks with me just using my water bottle. I didn't even use a product. I used my water bottle with water, apple cider vinegar, and some type of light oil like avocado oil or grapeseed oil. And I just took like my tub of shea butter, and I put a lot on my hand. I wanted to really saturate my hair in shea butter. And when I did the twist, I was like, you know, I can already tell my hair is happy with just this minimum product on it. And then the next day when I took it out, my hair just looked so defined and nice, and it held the moisture for 2 to 3 days. And I was actually shocked. So then I left my hair out, and it started to get into a fro, because as my hair, the days go on, my hair is only stretched from a braid out. It will start to go into a fro, especially if you're adding moisture, water every day. Multiple times a day, I'm gonna have a kinky fro. So it all depends on how you want your hair to look, okay? So the more you learn about your hair, you start to learn techniques that helps it do what you want it to do, but you want to work with your hair, not against it. And I have been all week dealing with shea butter. Now, one day I think I put too much shea butter because I was like clumping it on and just putting it on my hair. I was impressed. I was like, oh, shea butter can't do no wrong, you know, but I did put a little bit too much. But it didn't do anything. It was very strong. It felt almost like protein, like I did a protein treatment, and maybe I did. Let me tell you, I got to get back freshened up on the ingredients and what they do and why they do what they do. But it just really inspired me, and I'm going to go wash my hair today. So I got to do my pre-treatment. I'm still using my avocado, VO5 avocado. I'm going to put that on my hair, and I'm going to go get in the shower and wash it. And as much as I want to just throw my hair in a quick twist so that I could get through the day, I'm going to do my best to at least start my back and doing mini twists, because I really want to get back to how I used to do my hair. My hair needs a straight up moisture intense treatment right now, especially with the winter. Okay, so that's all I came in to talk about today. Let me know some of your techniques for keeping your hair nice and moisturized. Let me know some natural hair products you like. I'm not saying I won't use products that are not natural, but there's something that is just stress-free about a product that's really simple. And I just want to start adding things to that product so that it can be even better. Like, I know my hair likes castor oil. I know my hair likes shea butter. I actually need to get some whipped shea butter, because when I was doing my hair with the shea butter that I have, although it's soft, it just was a little cumbersome trying to rub it all on my hands and make sure it was smoothed out. So I got to watch some videos on how to make whipped shea butter. If you know any great videos, share them in the comment section. But thanks for tuning in today. I'm going to go ahead and wash my hair, and I'll be talking to you real soon. Bye-bye.